Okay, I'm gonna get out of my office and come out there and be on video, and then we'll start with an actual physical tour of the library, and then I'm going to switch over. We'll have a very brief intermission while I switch over to my actual computer to screencast, and then I'll give a brief overview of the website and how to make a reservation to come into the library, or how to do curbside pickup, or how to make an appointment. So just one moment.
I've never been to that library. Have any of y'all? It looks nice. What little pictures?
It is nice when everything's not so crazy. They usually have art displayed by local artists on the walls.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're still doing that. I'm sure she'll talk about it.
That is interesting.
We should have audio now. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Awesome. Cool. So we're going to get started here. I should be wearing my mask, but it's easier for you guys to kind of tell what I'm saying without it, so we have permission. When you first come up to the library, it's on the 3rd floor of the University Center building on campus. When you come up, it's going to be pretty big and obvious that it's right here on the elevators. If you're coming up the stairs, you may have to wonder. When you first come in, there's going to be this big kind of weird tent thing happening. This is mostly just so people actually see it and know that this is where they're supposed to come in. It's not supposed to be intimidating, but it kind of is. When you come in, you're going to see a screen, and there's going to be a laptop, and you'll need to check in. And I'll explain that process a little bit more later. When we get to the computer part, and I show you the website, because there is a procedure to make a reservation when you come check in, and then when you leave, you check out. And it's just our way of helping the COVID tracing and just making sure that we know where people are in the library so that we can keep things that anybody's touched clean for the next person. So once you check in, and there's usually someone sitting out here that'll help you with it, we can come in. If you'll zoom in on those hours, these are our current hours. They are not the standard hours that you might be used to, so they are a little shortened, and we aren't open on Saturday currently. During these hours of operation, we do have somebody on the chat, and after hours, we do have research help available via chat. It just may not be someone from this university. It may be a librarian from a different university. Oh, I didn't even really introduce myself. I'm Kendra Harrell. I'm one of the librarians here. Right now, I'm actually working remotely from home. I came in to do this, so I'm on the chat a lot. So if you end up using the chat, there's a like 50-50 chance you'll get me. So inside the library, we do have a hand sanitizer station right inside here. If you need to use that, kind of coming and going. Actually, but this is the entrance only. So the tent part, entrance only. We've got everything kind of labeled here. One way, you come in one way, you go out one way. It's another controlling traffic kind of thing, and just making sure that we know where people are at, and making sure there's not people getting too close to each other and stuff. You know, my camera woman is laughing at me. I'm going to show you the sections of the library. When you make a reservation, there's a whole lot of sections of the library. We actually did a different video that explains those more thoroughly, and I will send you a link to that video. It's short, it's only about 8 minutes, and it shows in detail all the different sections of the library where you can make a reservation. So I'll send that out with the video link for this. Seating wise? Seating, yeah. So if you're seeing a list on the reservations of study room versus hallway, east, 4th floor, or whatever, and it explains what all that stuff means. We do have a bestseller section right here, and this includes lots of recent hardbacks, bestsellers, and we've also got books on CD for people that still have CD players. I don't think I The front desk right here. There's gonna be someone here to help if you have questions, but we've also we moved our kick machine. This is a scanning machine. It's specially designed to be able to scan books, and we've got a loose leaf attachment as well. So you can scan here, you can save it to a USB, you can email it to yourself. You do color or black and white scans, and the file size for color is a lot bigger, but so this is a very useful thing. We had it in the back, but it's up front for this semester.
We actually used it to do copies of certain reserved textbooks for certain
Right.
teachers that have asked us. So
Yeah, so we've been doing a limited amount of copying and scanning when there's a reserve book that is just not safe to be lending out as much as usual. But this will also work for if you need to scan in a chapter from a book. But you can also ask us to do that for you and not even risk coming in, and we can email it right to you. So let me go around this way. So this is our self-feeding, one of the self-feeding areas. This is basically just that there's no computers, there's no anything. Usually it's not laid out like this. Usually it's different. And usually there's newspapers and magazines you can read. Right now we're trying to limit people touching things, so that's different. Down here is our graphic novel section, and we've got a really robust collection.
We lost you.
You're gone. You're frozen.
They probably know. Maybe not.
Any better?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is the video moving?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's try again. Thank you. So this is our graphic novel section. It's awesome. You can check out things from here. You can still check out books. It's just the browsing has been greatly reduced. So you really do need to request it, and then we can get it for you. But we have a lot of graphic novels. There's a couple more seating spots here. And like I said, the seating is explored more in that other video, so I'm not going into it in great detail. We do have a beautiful computer lab back here. Everything has been socially distanced, so everything is separated. We've got little kind of cubicles made up, and if you use a pen or anything in the library, we do have clean and dirty buckets, so we do sanitize everything. So if you need a pen, you can still grab a pen, but after you've used it, put it in the dirty cup so that we can pick it up.
using our mobile whiteboards as partitions.
Right? Had to use something. This is where you would print. So if you're in the computer lab and you need to print something, you would go over here and kind of tell it to go ahead and print what you sent. You have automatically $5 worth of printing on your account each semester, just free from your tuition and how they portion it up. So if you need to put on more than that, just let us know, and we've got it set up right now so that you can do that online. We used to not have that set up. That's brand new. So you can also request, if you just need to print and you don't need to come into the library really, you just need something printed, you can request that and then just come in and pick it up. And I'll show you how to do that when we get on the computer.
Yeah,
Love you
price
more.
per page.
Say again?
What's the price per page of print? It's like $5. Like how much would $5 get you?
Right. 5 cents for black and white copies, 25 cents for color copies. So essentially every semester you're started with 100 free black and white copies.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia.
Got that memorized.
She does a lot more of that than I do. This is another seating area that we have back here. And then we've got study rooms that kind of ring this back area. The lights are on, but they'll come on. Or not.
This is called the Commons, right?
Yeah, this is the commons area. So when you see the reservation, yeah, the lights are, well, the lights are mad at us. But this is the commons area. It's similar to that self-seating area up front, except it's got comfier chairs.
You usually have a lot more tables.
Yeah, we do. It's everything's laid out completely differently than normal. Of course, everything's different right now. This is our multi-purpose room. We keep in here books that are too big for the regular shelves, and it's called our folio section. So if you see something that's in folio that's oversized, and we keep it in a separate spot.
We also have some seats and computers in here.
Yes, we do. So along the back window, let's go down this way. So along this window, we've got little cubicles and chairs and computers. So this is another one of those spots that you can come and reserve time in. This room tends to stay pretty quiet. It's not a designated quiet zone. The fourth floor is, but this area tends to just stay quiet anyway. Just
Slow traffic.
It's off to the side.
Yeah.
There's not, yeah. It's pretty. It's not private, but it's semi-private. Now, these empty shelves here used to be our reference section. The last year or so, year and a half, we switched our reference section over to either all digital, or we integrated it with our main collection so that the reference materials could actually be checked out. So right now we're in the process of figuring out what to do with this space. We may take the shelves out completely and make another seating area. Not 100% sure yet on that. This area has curriculum materials. This is stuff that local schools use. And Clay, if you kind of go down an aisle and kind of just show some stuff. This is items that local schools actually use or have used in the past few years for curriculum. So this is especially important for teaching students who want to actually see what schools are using. We also have this huge Lego Mindstorms collection that I believe was a donation of some sort. You can check these out. Like you can check out 20 of them if you need to. So they're here. They're here.
And a lot of puppets.
We have a lot of puppets. Several years ago, that was a really important thing for the teaching department, and I'm not 100% sure it still is. I don't see them circulate very much, but they're really high quality puppets. So if you ever need a puppet, check us. You never know what we have. This is more curriculum materials. These are the actual textbooks in this section. So these are actual textbooks that local schools on both sides of the state line, I believe, but focusing on Texas, that the schools are actually using or have used in recent years.
We see more of that get checked out.
Yeah, those actually circulate quite a bit. This is our print periodical section. We actually, most of our periodicals are online, like a huge number of them are online. These are the tiny few that either we can't get digitally or that we do have digitally, but they also send us a print copy. So there's some duplication there. Our children's section, our juvenile section, is kind of wrapped around the periodical section. So we actually have tons of children's books, and you can check these out just like normal books. You don't have to be in the education program or anything to be able to check these out. If you have a kid and you want to check out some children's books, you're free to do so. We try to focus on award-winning books, but we also have a lot of variation. So,
Even donations.
yes, and we have oh, I wish I could remember the details on that. We do have someone who has sponsored collecting yearly the award-winning books, and I can't remember the name right now, and I should have that written on my hand somewhere. But yes, so we actually have a decent juvenile collection over here. So exiting the multipurpose room. We've got 2 computers over here that are specifically for the Foundation Center. And this is it's a foundation, the Foundation Center gives us access to their network, which allows people to search for different nonprofit agencies that give out grants, or rather different agencies and foundations that give out grants to nonprofit. So it's a really amazing resource. You do have to take a short training with either myself or our reference librarian, Nisha Federick, before you use it, just so we can show you how it works. And then you can either come in and use it, you can make an appointment to come in and use it, or temporarily we have a link so you can use it online, but that's only a temporary situation. And in general, you would have to actually physically come in here and use it. But temporarily, while we're kind of in COVID times here, there is a link that you can use to get to it that we can send you after you've done the training. Oh, throughout the library, we do have these eaglet pads where you can search for materials. Actually, it shouldn't be on eaglet anymore, should it? It should be on, of course it's not working when I'm trying to show you. Basically, it's supposed to have a catalog up so you can search the catalog throughout the library. So if you see one of those, that's what it's for. If it's not working, let us know.
They haven't been used a lot. People touch. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Got our beautiful bathrooms here. And we're going to go up the stairs and briefly show you the 4th floor, and then come back down the elevator so you know where that is. Don't show my butt.
Okay, I'll show the railing. And these stairs ain't no joke.
All right. So this is the 4th floor, and
We lost you again.
Helps save electricity.
so we've got some nice comfy seating up here, couches and stuff that you can reserve. And right now the stacks, we actually prefer you do not walk into the stacks and browse. Basically, we're trying to limit what people are touching. We're trying to keep people from touching random books, coughing on random books, etc. So if you do need a physical book, ask us and we'll send someone to go grab it for you. There is kind of 2 sides here. We've got the west side is where we're standing, and the east side is that other side over there. And there is seating on both sides. Some of it's more of the kind of cubicle desk against the window seating, and some of it is more of the comfy, squishy chair seating. So it's a good mix. Now the 4th floor, it's a good thing we're closed right now. The 4th floor is the quiet zone. It's where we don't really allow like phone calls, group chatting. This is the quiet study zone. So if you're really looking for somewhere quiet, I would say either here or a study room downstairs where you can shut the door. So in the back corner here is where the elevator is. This elevator is actually the University Center's freight elevator, but in the library, it only goes between the 3rd and 4th floors. We also have another hand sanitizer station right next to it. You think of anything else, Claudia, that we need to kind of physically show them?
No, the bathrooms are directly above.
Right, we've got bathrooms on both sides. I'll go ahead and grab that from you.
There you go.
Thank you, Claudia.
Oh, I missed the elevator. Okay, so there we go. Right now, remember where I am. We're gonna switch to the computer side of it. So I'm gonna be off camera here for, give me about 3 minutes or so, 3 or 4 minutes. Go get a drink or take a bathroom break, and then I'll show you the website.
So real first, before we get going on that, were there any questions that I may have missed in chat? I can't really see the chat when I'm walking around with the phone, unfortunately.
I had one quick question. Either I don't think I heard you completely or I just missed something, but can you tell me real quick again about that section where you could research for grants for nonprofits?
Oh, sure. So that is the Foundation directory online. It's the Foundation Center's product. That it's really an amazing database. What it is it allows you to search for different grants and basically financing opportunities for nonprofits that are
Okay.
available. It also has a lot of historical information about the individual foundations that are granting the money, and for instance, the different programs that they have granted it to in the past. And it also gives you links to their information about what they need as far as applications and deadlines and things like that.
Is it strictly just for nonprofits, or could like teachers search for grants like for their classroom within their school district?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I can check on that and get back to you.
Okay.
I'm going to jot that down. Okay. So did anybody else have any questions? I see the psychology research labs. Yeah, we do have the psychology research labs are housed in the library. So if you do end up needing to go into there, I'm not 100% sure how we're handling that right now because I haven't been on site, but I would say contact the library to let them know that you need to come into the library ahead of time if you do need to use the psych labs, because we are trying to track physical people in the library. So I'm sure that we're going to want to kind of know that you're coming for that.
I'm a psychology major, but I don't even know what are the psychology labs for.
I'm not the best person to answer that, but from what I've seen personally, when some psych students are doing their own research projects, they will have that space available to set up in order to invite people to do whatever exams or tests that they're running for that project.
Yes, I did that with I was the psychology vice president, and so we did a lot of, like she said, research in that room. So it's just experiments.
Handy. Would have been nice to know when I did my stuff.
Well, awesome. You learn something new all the time. Okay, so I'm going to take you on just a brief tour of the website. I do have other trainings on how to search our materials on the website, and I'll include that link when I send out all this information to y'all after. So there will be additional links in that email. Actually, I may just put it all in one LibGuide and send you the link to that, and I'll show you what that means. So when you first go to just the university's website, we are under quick links under the John F. Moss Library. We're also under the academics section, John F. Moss Library. So there's a couple different ways to get to us. And when you first go in, this is our main catalog search. And I do have a training that goes into that in a lot more detail and how to find resources through the website. But right now I'm going to show you kind of the more practical side of these blue buttons on the side here. So the help button takes you to our normal hours, and let's see. So right now we're 8 to 8, and I showed you the hours on the door. So our hours are a little bit wonky right now. We're 8 to 8 Monday through Thursday. Friday we are 8 to 5, and then Sunday we are 1 to 8. So the phone number here is to our main front desk. So if you do need to call someone during our open hours, that's the phone number you'll use. This little chat window thing that popped up on the side here, this is that online chat that I was talking about earlier. So if you clicked on, and here, we'll just do it. We'll do chat now. And then actually, what time is it? Okay, so this would go right now, this would go to one of the librarians from another university somewhere else in the English speaking world. We've got librarians from Australia and the UK and all over the US that answer this. And you would just type in your name and start chat, and they would try to help you with your problem. If you're going to be asking specific things about library policies and this specific location, they're not going to be as useful because they aren't here. But if you're asking for help researching for a project, they're great with that, and they have access to our website. They have access to see what we have, and they can help you with the actual finding of resources. During our open hours, this will be manned by a librarian that is actually from this location. So how do I get rid of that? I don't know. If you want to access the chat via text and text back and forth, you can use this. If it's not during open hours, we're not going to reply right away because this just goes to our chat. And you can also use this, if that pop-up doesn't pop up for you, you can use this to access the chat as well. So that is our help page. The library guides page takes you to I said libguides earlier, library guides. It's the shorthand for it, libguide. And these are guides for different either individual classes, like here's one for biology 415, 515, and then actual subjects. So like adult education, American history. I've got one here for basic database searching, and this has my video that I've made about how to do that. We've got lots of different topics here, and I'm going to, after I finish this session, I'm going to make another one of these that's just for this, essentially, and I'll send y'all the link to that. It's a good place to get started if you're just starting in a subject. We've also got schedule an appointment link. Now this one is going to be exceptionally helpful during this semester. You can go to library help, and there's me, and there's our other. We've got Olivia Garcia is our basically our database librarian. She's really great with the online resource stuff. Barbara Mackey is our secretary. She's going to be more useful in things like if you are interviewing for a student worker position or if you have a fine that you need to pay. She's more of the administrative side. Nisha Federick is our reference librarian, and Terry Stover is the library director, and she's done everything in the library, and she's done reference librarian and lots more. So she's a great resource as well. So if you make an appointment here, so let's say we'll choose me, and we'll say September 9th, it'll show you my available hours, and you choose one, choose a half-hour spot, and continue, and it'll log you in. And of course, I'm making an appointment with myself right now, so that's weird. And then I would put in what I want to talk about, and if there's any files, like maybe if there's a sheet for an assignment. So let's say you want help finding peer-reviewed articles for a specific topic, or you're not sure about this assignment, and you want to include maybe the syllabus or the sheet that explains the assignment there, and then you would confirm the appointment, and it'll send you an email, and it'll send me an email, and we'll make an appointment. And that will be that'll be all virtual appointments currently. So it'll be either a phone call or a Zoom meeting like this. The other options on here, database instruction for a class. So this is mainly for faculty. So if faculty are wanting to set up a class with a librarian, they can schedule this here. FDO training. So this is that Federation Directory Online. This is that grant database. So you would make a training appointment here with either Nisha or myself. And then curbside pickup. So let's say you need a physical book, let's say you want to get some children's books and some graphic novels and some research materials, you can schedule a pickup. And we've got in the north lot, it's the smaller lot by the UC building. It's the one where it's kind of across the little driveway from the dorms. We've got specific spots set up for library curbside pickup, and you would pick a date and time, and it would be just like a normal pickup. And then you would, when you get in, you just let us know you were here, and we'll bring it out to you. Printing. So if you need to actually print something and you don't really need to come into the library and use the computer lab or anything, you can schedule printing here. So you go printing, you'll pick a day and time, and let's see. So let's say tomorrow at 10 a.m. continue. And that's good. Continue. You can here you can upload your file that you want printed, and you can put in here if you want, black and white or color or whatever. If you need multiple copies, any details that you need to put in there, and then you confirm. And it's actually a pretty simple process. So if you just need printing and you don't actually need to come in and have a spot in the library to study or to work on anything, then you can use that make an appointment link there. So that's the schedule an appointment link. The other one that we've just added this semester is reserve a spot. So this is similar to the make an appointment, but there's these 3 sections on this page. So the first thing you'd want to do is actually reserve. So if you reserve, you're selecting a location first, 3rd or 4th floor. So let's say 3rd floor. And then the zones. So these are all those different sections that we're showing you. The atrium in the 3rd floor is actually part of where we're controlling that right now during the semester, the traffic in there. So if you want to just hang out in the 3rd floor atrium outside the library, you'll need to make a reservation for that as well. But let's say we want to use the computer lab. So the only category there is computer workstation, and then it's a single seat booking. And let us know if you need an accessible space, and then show accessibility or show availability. And it kind of gives you a rundown of that area. And you can pick the exact computer that you're going to be at and the exact time that you're going to use it. So let's say we're going to use computer 5. And let's say we need, let's see. I'm going to do the 2nd. And let's say we need it from.
Well, things have changed since I was in college. To book your computer time, back then it was first come, first serve.
Until this semester it was, but because we're trying to keep everything as sanitary as possible.
I see.
So this is all
That's
been brought
all
on.
COVID related. Okay.
Exactly. So
Okay.
this is definitely not the norm. That's why
I just thought there was this major demand for it, and it was like, oh.
No, there's usually plenty of empty spots. Usually if you get towards finals, it might be a little bit busier, but no, this is specifically just so we can make sure we know what areas our student workers and staff need to keep clean when you come and go. Because we're sanitizing all the computers, anything anybody touches, we're trying to sanitize after they have left the library. So this is our way of kind of tracking that. So then you would submit that time, and when your time comes up and it's time for you to use the computer, you'd come to the library and check in at that tent thing in the front. And again, there's a specific video that we already made for showing all these locations and where they're at and what they look like. So I will send that in that link, in that email as well after the fact. I think that's really all I wanted to show y'all about the website for now. There's a lot more to it, of course, as far as actually searching for items, but that's covered in a separate training video that goes much more into depth. So I think that for now, for COVID weirdnesses that we're trying to do with scheduling appointments and reserving a spot, that pretty much covers it. So I will take any questions that y'all have. It doesn't have to necessarily be limited to what I've covered in here if y'all have other library related questions.
Are y'all still doing the fun activities that y'all did, like before, like, I know y'all didn't do the welcome to the, like the best week and things like that. Are y'all going to do the fall festivals and things like you have before with like the Halloween and the things like that?
Unfortunately, it looks like we probably will not be able to because of how limited we are in allowing groups to form.
Man.
I know it's my favorite part too. I love doing all the Halloween stuff and the costumes and the escape rooms, and we do tons of fun stuff normally, but it's just not safe right now to have people gathering in groups, and that's exactly what those events are. So
Yeah.
I think the university's kind of put a stop to that right now. I'm hoping everything will get back to normal pretty soon, but you know, we're dealing with what we got to deal with.
Hopefully they'll let y'all decorate, maybe.
That would be awesome. At least do some kind of display in the atrium or something,
Throw those witch brooms out there.
right? So we do have usually tons of really fun events. Let me bring up some pictures here.
I know the pictures y'all have online. I've been to every one of those Comic-Cons and
Oh, nice.
yeah, and my friend, she has the purple hair and she was face painting.
Oh, yeah. Is it Stephanie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went together, her, me, and Emily. We've been to all of them. Emily
awesome.
works at the library. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Emily Page. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got so we did our library week virtually this year, which was, you know, it was right at the beginning of everything, so it was kind of rough. Let's see. So this was our last event. We did our EagleCon. There's me, and there's
Yeah.
there's Stephanie, and so we had a kind of light attendance because it was actually the day that they sent out that email saying we're shutting
That
it.
one picture looked like me leaned over that table.
It might have been, but yeah. It might have been, but yeah, we do normally in normal times, not in COVID times. We do lots of really cool events. We would have done this at the beginning, this first week of this fall semester, our SOS Island,
Yes.
Thinkorsore Island, where we have kind of fun islandy things, and we have paint bobbleheads, and there's a relaxation station. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get back to that very soon. And we do focus a lot on engaging students and having entertaining events for people. So that's something that, yeah, right now we're limited on what we can do, but it's definitely something that is a priority for us to get back to.
If you
Right.
watch your email, they have been doing some stuff. They did a murder mystery last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe watch your email. You know, I think they'll try to do what they can. For
Exactly.
the time being, so.
Exactly.
The cake decorations.
Oh yeah.
I love cakes.
I can only sort of make out what you were saying
I
there.
think he was saying he
Oh,
liked
yeah, I love the cake decorations. Were you? Pardon me, I just had new dentures in, so I have a little different. And no, the cake where you would make all the different cakes that look like. That's so cool.
That's our edible book festival during library week. So that's in the spring. So maybe, but I don't know. Cross your fingers. Maybe by then we'll be able to to actually do it. Any other questions anybody can think of right now?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
Oh, man, thank you.
as anything comes up, you can, like I showed you in here, you can chat us, you can call. If you just want to shoot an email to, this sends it to all the librarians, and then whoever gets to you first gets it. So you can always,
What's the turnaround usually on a response to an email?
to an email, I would say weekdays, it's going to be, if we're open, I mean, I try and respond basically immediately.
Okay.
If we're not open, it's going to be the following morning. If it's you know, early on a Saturday, we're closed Saturdays, but depending on who's keeping an eye on their email. So it does heavily depend on if we're actually open or not when you send the email.
Okay.
Are y'all gonna stay closed on Saturdays all semester, or is this temporary?
Currently, the plan is to stay closed on Saturdays the entire semester.
But it's open Monday through Friday until 8?
So Monday through Thursday, 8 to 8, and then Friday, 8 to 5. So shortened hours on Friday, and then Sunday, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m.
This is, I've been working with a professor on campus. I was told about the campus going back to being closed after the Thanksgiving holidays. How is that going to affect the library?
So because at that point it's assumed that that students are going to be off campus again, it's closed down again, we will essentially go all virtual. So we'll still be in quotes open, just not physically. So we'll have people on chat, we'll have people available on the phone, we'll be able to get materials for you. We just won't be physically open to the public, essentially.
Okay.
So we'll still be operating full blast, just no in-person appointments and reservations.
Okay. I just, that was something I learned today, so I thought I'd share it with everybody in the class.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think the plan from the beginning of the semester is basically after the Thanksgiving break, shut it down and do the rest virtually, I think was what they had said, right?
Yeah, that's what what I was told.
Okay.
Are you talking about for spring too?
We have no idea what's going to happen in the spring.
Okay, I was fixing to say, they're jumping the gun, aren't they? They've already shut it down for then.
No, this is just for after Thanksgiving break till that little bit of time between the Thanksgiving break and the end of the semester.
Okay.
But yeah, for the spring, we have no idea.
I'm sorry, I had to walk out for a moment. Are we going to shut down after Thanksgiving, you said?
That's the email that I had gotten from the university before the semester even started, was that their plan is to, after Thanksgiving break, not have people back on campus.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got that too. I just want to make sure that's still the information.
Yeah, and now the library will still be operating, will just be virtual. And so the website here with all the contact information, that's all going to be very handy. You use the chat, use the email. If you need materials from inside the library, we can still scan things and send them to you. We can physically mail you books. We can also accept returns via mail. So just if you need to request an extension on a checkout, just ask us. We're trying to make things as reasonable as possible, especially during that break when people are going to be gone. If they're needing materials still to do finals, or if they need, if you need to keep your graphing calculator through then, but you want to return it after, we can send you a mailing label and you can send it back to us. So we're trying to work with situations as they arise. It's just, the most important thing is just to contact us and ask us what to do. I'm also going to include, let's see, I still have my screen shared, right? Yeah. There is a FAQ link that you can search, and it's got tons of really useful information. If you type in COVID here, it brings up FAQ items that most of which I wrote out that explain how to do all this stuff that I just kind of showed you. So here's during COVID, can I come study in the library? You click on this and it tells you where you can go to reserve a spot, that you'll check in at the 3rd floor screening desk. That's the tent. And it's got all that information right here. How do I get a book? It says the stacks are currently closed to browsing. It explains how you can browse virtually, and then how to pick up curbside or at the 3rd floor screening desk. So I'll include this link to the FAQs in what I send out as well. But I think unless anybody has any other questions, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. It's coming up on 9:25 here.
Yeah, just when do you think this email will be out?
I'm depending on how fast the video renders. It'll either be tonight or early tomorrow.
That'd be fine. Perfect.
What's going in the email?
a whole bunch of links and a link to this video that we're making right now.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all's staying this late and doing this for us.
No, I know.
Yes,
Thank you guys for
you.
coming, and I hope it was helpful. And yeah, keep an eye out for that email. And yeah, have a great night, you guys.
You
Yes,
too.
thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Thank you.